All right. Good evening, everyone. How are you? Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Happy Thursday. Happy almost 4th of July for those of you in the States. For those of you who have maybe a long weekend, I hope you have a good long weekend with the semi-quincentennial celebration of the founding of the United States. Hello, Johnny. How are you? Thanks for being here. Lots going on. We're going to talk some World Cup. We're going to talk some new Lego sets, and all that good stuff. So let's get into it. I got a birthday present. My birthday was, what's today? My birthday was Tuesday. And as a gift, I got this kind of cool, Oops All Lego sets. Oops All Old Lego sets. So I got this, and Beth got me the dancing figures. The ones with the cutout figures dancing, the piece of artwork. Which will be cool because I think I can talk her into building with me, because you can build each one of those individually. So, I'm trying to follow some scores here. Oh my goodness. So, wow. In extra time, for those not watching the World Cup, Portugal, perennial powerhouse Portugal, is playing Croatia, and they just tied it in like the dying minutes, and so now they're in extra time. They're in the round of 32 now, so they can't just play until they get a tie. They have to play till somebody wins. So you get extra time. You get a half hour of extra time, 2 15-minute halves, and then after that it goes to penalty kicks. And I know people like the drama of penalty kicks. I've never been a fan of penalty kicks. I don't like shootouts in hockey either. I would rather they play until somebody scores, but that's just me. I have also sat through like triple overtimes, so I get it. Not everybody wants to watch the sport till 2 in the morning. So, but that's where we're at. I'm going to probably keep the score up on my phone so I can see who wins and when. But yeah, so we'll get started on this. This was a birthday present. My oldest went to Universal Studios with their boyfriend and brought this back because they're like, there wasn't really anything exclusive at Universal that wasn't like Harry Potter and stuff like that. So they grabbed this, and they're also like, this also is what we could fit in our luggage on the way back. I'm like, it's perfect. It's timely. It's not too many pieces. So if we get through this in the next 2 hours, which we're very likely get through this in 2 hours, I have been working on parting out all my remaining microfighters, and I have 2 left, so we could work on that. The 2 that I have left are the A-Team van and the Jedi Interceptors. But I mean, I parted out like maybe 12 microfighters, so I'm really happy about all this. Let's see, we got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay. Super pleased about that. I've been having fun doing that. So let's pop this open. Let's keep going. I hope everybody's had a good week. I hope you've done something exciting. All I've been doing for the past month is watching World Cup games. Yes, there's been some crazy upsets. Every game has been... There's only been like 1 or 2 games that haven't been entertaining. And for the people who won those games, they've been entertaining because your team won, usually pretty handily. The rest of the time, it's been underdogs, it's been drama, it's been extra time, there's been blood, there's been new characters showing up on the world stage. We also get the added bonus of having all the countries of the world come into the United States and go, hey, this place is pretty cool. Sorry your president stinks, or sorry your government is terrible. It's like, we are not our president. We are not our government. We appreciate you being here. They like the people. They like the food. I think it's wonderful. So I've been having a good time watching all those TikToks of people discovering barbecue and Mexican food. And it's been great. So, all paper bags. Hi, Bev. How are you? Thank you very much. Looks like we've got all paper bags. This will have some... it's got a mention of paper bags in there. I'm thinking it's gonna... It doesn't have anything about the statue itself. Interesting. All right. Well, we'll get right into it. So a lot of new sets announced. A lot of stuff going on with Lego lately. We'll start off the bat by saying that I will not be getting any Olivia Rodrigo sets. I know the name. Hey, Missy, how's it going? Good to see you as well. Again, thanks for being here. I know the name Olivia Rodrigo. I haven't heard any of her music. It's probably not geared for me anyway. Oh, they took the goal away. What? Oh, yeah, they're going to call it. That stinks. Looks like they were going to call it offsides. Offside. Oh, and that's it. I think that's the end of the game. That's terrible. I'm not happy about that. There's been a couple instances of me not being happy about something. It was a call, it was a red card, it was an offside, it was an allowed goal that shouldn't have allowed, that kind of thing. I'm also not really happy that there are some players on some teams that have been allowed to continue to play despite them being terrible people. Can't really argue with that. The FIFA itself is corrupt. But I've been enjoying the fans and the players coming together. So, yeah, that stinks. Full time. Dang it. Yeah, that, and I forget who kicked that. Was that Anderson? I forget who kicked it. But there was a TikTok guy that was talking about the math of that kick and how he had such short time, space to do it. Like normally a 30-foot kick is something you can do that with. He had less than 25 feet to do that. And it basically got up over somebody's jumping head by about an inch. And then it curved and went down at the same time. Like he got it to do exactly what he needed to do. It was perfect. It was so good. Highlight of that game. And also being down a man, it's kind of like on such a weak call. I'm not going to say weak. We're not going to debate that. It was a call. I didn't like it. I didn't like it mostly because there have been other instances of that exact thing happening and it wasn't called. Not even a yellow. So not even going to go there. It's one of those things like when I'm watching hockey where I'm like, well, I obviously don't understand this rule. I don't know what goaltender interference means anymore. So it's usually best just to kind of move on and hopefully your team can remain mature and compose themselves and carry on as well as possible. Because I know sometimes the fans can't, and that's our problem. Yeah, it was great. And the goalie even had a hand on it, like full props to the goalie for actually almost making a save on that one. So this was a present from a friend of mine. He helped me drink it at the party. This is Dragon's Milk. It is a very high ABV bourbon barrel aged stout. What are we looking at? Usually has the ABV number on it. %. So this is about, in this is about 3 Michelob Ultras. This is one of my favorite beers. but it's one that you shouldn't usually drink a full one like this. Normally you'd get like a 10-ounce glass or an 8-ounce glass, but so I may not get through all of this tonight. But I have tomorrow off, so even if I do. My friend comes over and goes, I got a 4-pack of Dragon's Milk, and I'll help you drink them. That's your birthday present. I'm like, outstanding. So yeah, I had a party on... Reason I didn't stream Sunday was we had a party Saturday night at which we didn't get like super drunk or anything, but we were up very late, and because it's my friends who like doing karaoke, we were just doing karaoke till our throats fell apart. So I was like, I could feel the bumps in the nodes in my throat the next day, and I knew I wasn't gonna be able to talk for 2 hours. So that's why that got postponed, but we're back now. So yeah, this isn't going to be huge. We'll probably get through this pretty quick. And then maybe finish out the rest of the parts. The last parts I need, again, for the A-Team van, because I found a Mr. T at Bricks and Minifigs. Very excited about that, so I didn't have to get the whole Dimensions A-Team van set, which would have gone for about $60. The figure itself was only $20, so I'm like, sweet. I'm looking forward to that. Also looking forward to Brick Rodeo, which is in just 3 weeks. A little less than 3 weeks. Right? Yeah. No, just about 3 weeks. The 22nd is when it officially, or we're able to go into the drop off some of our builds in the exhibit hall. Oh, really? See, that's another one I'm looking for is to get him. The problem I have with those Dimension... Hey, Mac Ops, how's it going? The problem I'm running into with the Dimensions, especially the Knight Rider and the A-Team van, is like, oh, these are really close to being microfighters anyway, but they're actually much smaller. They're only like if this is the figure, they're only like this big. They're like smaller than a microfighter. So I'm okay with having built what I've built or done what I've done in studio because they're very small. They would still be very cool to get, and I wouldn't mind getting that Knight Rider so I can get the figure. I remember finding out when I was in studio, I was like, why does this shirt and jacket combination look exactly like Michael Knight? Because it turns out they have a figure for it. I'm like, oh man, that's so great. Mech Ops, you watching any soccer? Watching any World Cup football? So let's see, what else? US is doing well. This has been... where did I put my phone? Has been like an underdog cup this year. It's been very cool. A lot of smaller nations, island nations, African nations, some small South American nations. Generally not on the world stage because it's only the round of it's only 32 teams that go into group play. So it's been fun to see them go as far as they did, get their first World Cup goal, get their first World Cup appearance. It's been a lot of fun. So there's been a lot of Lego news out. There's the F1 stuff. I'm not really sure what the F1 stuff is. I'm with Johnny on this. It feels like they're doing this kart thing because there's going to be like a parade in Britain somewhere, and it's like all the drivers, and I think they're doing like karts of the cars that they're driving in the race. So, but I may be wrong on that. Not really sure. But they've got another thing of, you know, collectible cars for F1 out. So there you go. It's going. I've been waiting on a callback because I reapplied for a job yesterday, filled out the paperwork, whatnot. Just waiting for them to call with what my orientation day is. Cool. Good luck. You also don't watch sports. Okay, cool. Good luck with your job. So we've got the Olivia Rodrigo sets, which I'm going to be completely honest. They look like they'd be fun to build. Like some of the techniques used to get some of the shapes. Looks interesting. Like I don't want them, but they do look interesting to build. So if anybody builds them, let me know what you think of them. All right, well, this took all of 10 minutes. They also have a lot of purple. We have a guy in our lug who loves purple, so he'll and it's not even like real purple. It's lavender, or yeah, it's not like dark purple, but I think there are some purple pieces in it. And there's like 5 sets and 3 different minifigures. So I mean, it's a thing. Like they went full on with this. And there's a lot of us who are like when Pharrell Williams had a whole movie and a set come out, and everyone's kind of like, but why? I mean, I'm happy for him that he got to make that, but I don't know that there was a lot of us going to the website going, I will not stand for this Pharrell Williams erasure. Please make a Lego set of it. Yeah, this isn't going to be super complicated. Each bag doesn't have terrible amount of parts in it. Oh, I bet he could make, what is it now? The violet's going to be good for Skywarp. It's going to be good for Shockwave. It's going to be good for the Constructicons. Astro Train has some lavender. It's like a gray and lavender. There's a bunch of bots that have got that color in it. Same Bev, yeah. I know, you know, it's not a big deal. I know her. I'm glad somebody might like her. That's fine. I was telling somebody online that I think this is them doing a toe in the water for this, and K-pop Demon Hunters are kind of toes in the water for them working on Taylor Swift stuff. And I think they're going, see, it's popular enough. See, Taylor Swift, it's popular. People like Lego pop music stuff. We should go into a cooperative agreement with you. And if they ever do Taylor Swift Lego, it's going to rip a hole in space-time. The planet will just collapse in on itself. It'll be the biggest thing ever. I actually kind of want to get the K-pop Demon Hunter cat, the derpy cat. I think that's a cool looking set. Let's see. Oh, we went and saw, I don't know if we talked about this. Beth and I went and saw, these are cool pieces. Newish to me. Beth and I went and saw Masters of the Universe, and that was a lot of fun. It was very full of member berries and nostalgia points and stuff. So, I mean, it wasn't, but the story was decent. I rank it up there with Transformers 1 that came out a little while ago, in that, yes, it tells the story. Yes, there's a lot of, ooh, I know that guy, and Easter eggs, and ooh, I hear the music and whatever. But it was still a really good story. Like, they handled it really well. You know, it wasn't just we're dumbing this down so the average person can come in and eat a bucket of popcorn. Like, I thought they handled it really well, you know. I didn't feel dumb. It didn't feel dumbed down. I didn't feel like I was rolling my eyes or checking my watch. I had a good time. Trying to get Beth to go see Supergirl. It's just a matter of getting a schedule, and she's not working. Been trying to get her to watch the most recent Superman before we go, but that's always presented a problem as well. I think I can do one or the other at this point. It's good, man. I think you'd like it. Like, it's still campy. I don't want to ruin it, but they kind of explain why everybody's got weird names. And the way they did it is like, I'm like, that's so dumb. And then about 2 seconds later, I'm like, nope, that's really great. I love it. Keep it. And I know Jared Leto is a trash human being, but so far, other than the original cartoon, great Skeletor. Like, crushed it. Like, everybody in this really did a good job. The only person I didn't really care for was his roommate friend. That kind of took me out of it a little bit, because you've seen the trailer. He's a fish out of water. Somehow he's on Earth. I'm not going to tell you all that happened, but he has a roommate. And for some reason, I couldn't. He kind of bothered me. It felt like he wasn't supposed to be there. Still haven't seen Backrooms. I still want to see that. Tomorrow I'm going to go by myself because Beth was like, I don't even know what it's about. Don't really care. I'm going to go see Disclosure Day because I really wanted to see that. It looked interesting. I heard it's getting some negative, not negative, but kind of like, it's fine kind of press. So I'll be interested to see it. But it's Spielberg, man. It's Spielberg and it's Emily Blunt. I don't think it's going to be bad. Got some 2s in there. There's a big 2. Shape of a 2. So I also have to do a video of the con mock for Brick Rodeo. I have to remember to do that. I may do that this weekend. Maybe tomorrow I'll set myself up to record it because I want to do a video of it being built, but I want to do it in such a way. I don't know if you guys have seen the Hachiroku videos where he builds his own mocks, but it's not like a time lapse. It's like he's assembling them kind of in chunks, right? And he kind of rotates around the piece so you kind of get an idea of what the piece might look like. It's not full-on instructions, but it's like, if you can figure this out, this is just a handful of pieces, and then he puts it all together. I'm gonna try to do that. It's a smallish set. It's only about 300 pieces, and it's about this big. So I'm gonna try to do it because it's, you know, there'll be pieces where I can kind of hold it up and put stuff together and kind of show and have some music behind it or something. But yeah, I don't want to do a time lapse because it looks. I've done time lapses and I don't think that what I do is very good with it. So I'm gonna try something different and hope it works out. I was talking to one of the people who was helping get it all done, and I was like, oh, I could do a live stream building it like the day before or the week before. They're like, well, we don't want people to know about it until they get it on Thursday. I'm like, well, I'm not going to stream Thursday night. I'll be setting stuff that's when the convention's going on. Yeah, can you just do a video? Like, that's not really what I do, but I mean, I can try. There's some really great colors of pieces in here. Speaking of like lavender and stuff. This shows up on the camera as blue. That's actually purple. These show up on the video actually as lavender. That's pretty weird. Got coral, got this lime green or light spring green, and then just basic red. I think this color right here is supposed to be lime green. I don't know if you can see it in here. That right there is supposed to be the lime green. Yeah, the lavender's cool. This is a cool color match. I wouldn't mind spaceships made out of that. It's a cool color match. Spaceships of that color would be, remind me, oh, look at this piece too. Just a nice big red 4x4 tile. That's pretty insane. Don't have any of those. Those would be great to get in a bulk or off Pick-a-Brick wall if they ever did it. They would sell out so fast. All right, so what else? We've got Olivia Rodrigo, we've got F1. There's the new buildable Boba Fett figure, which I kind of like. I think it's going to be about the same size as the C-3PO. And I think the Chewbacca, if you got that, I probably will get that one. It actually looks nice, like actual like cloth cape, and it looks kind of like the gray one. Not the new Book of Boba Fett black outfit with his armor, but like the old Return of the Jedi. I mean, I'm actually kind of excited about that one. So when it comes out, I'll have to add it to my list for next year. That's coming in August. Yeah, the cape looks sick. There's a GWP for a pirate ship. It's the size of a set. Like some of these GWPs I wish would be back to like 50-piece sets instead of like 300-piece sets. The Sea Serpent GWP, that's what that ship is called, the Sea Serpent. There's also two new botanicals. One looks like a draped vine kind of thing. Hanging Golden Pathos and Dark Flower Arrangement. I will likely get both of those eventually. I do like me some botanicals. I'm running out of space in my house to put plants because I kind of have them on every surface that, you know, looks good for plants, like center of the table, in like a pass-through bar, the bar across from in the kitchen, in the island in the kitchen, TV stands, the side tables in the TV room, you know, stuff like that. I've got some in our bathroom. I got the 4 like smaller ones that were like the what's the tile game, the Chinese tile game? It's the plants from those, right? So they're all in there and that looks really nice. Yeah, but they looked pretty good. I like them. There's a red panda. There's a new creator red panda that looks adorable. You can build a little Nemo fish or a little owl with it. There's a dirt bike. The dirt bike, actually, the Ducati looks pretty good. It's an interesting looking build. It looks really, I don't want to say lifelike, but it looks really good. I wouldn't mind getting those tires. Although, what I'd use them for, I don't know. I don't build anything like that. I've got to get out of the habit of saying, yeah, that's got good pieces. Especially if it's pieces that I don't use for anything. I jokingly posted that, and I can't really talk about this program, but we all know what the program is as part of the group that we belong to. I have a habit of just getting parts, and then they just sit in their bags for years. I don't actually use them. But they look like neat parts, and just in case I build something with it. Because the way it's set up is I don't know what I'm going to be building in 6 to 9 to 12 months. So I just get stuff that looks like I might use it, and it turns out I kind of never do. Or I try to do a project based off of what are the things I've bought, and oftentimes I don't need them for that project, you know? So today when I was sorting out for the microfighters, I actually used some of the parts from that, and I'm like, I was very excited because I was like, oh, I have a bag of these. Oh, I have a bag of these. I have a bag of these, you know. Initially, I was going through, I'm like, oh, I don't have any of those. Like, I know they don't exist in the drawers, right? But I was like, oh, man, I should go check my bulk bag and see if they're in there or not. Turns out they were, and I was very excited. Hey, little one, you got your toy? You guys finally got yours? That's pretty cool. We just had a really great idea come through. I think I'm okay talking about it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna side on the... I'm gonna err on the side of caution and not talk about it. I did have an idea, and I can talk about this for project support for our group. Since the next couple years, this year and next year, both going to be at the Kalahari, I thought our group could do a project support wherein, because what Lego's looking for is interactiveness, working with the public at your exhibit, which is very hard to do because you don't want people touching your stuff. You don't want to spend the time and the money building these giant things only to have people get their hands all over it, right? But if you design something that requires them to do stuff, then that's fine, right? The other thing is then the people who buy into it, how do they get recompense from it too? You know, they don't want to just pay for stuff that they don't get anything back. So our convention is held at the Kalahari, which is a big resort. I think most of you guys know that. And it's called the Kalahari, which brings to mind a Sahara or a savanna, a plains savanna, a deserty kind of scrub area. So I thought what we could do maybe is, as a group, build kind of like a river basin area in a savanna with those big trees that are kind of like inverted kind of parachute trees, and that's our part of the project, and maybe a handful of animals and stuff. But then we do individual plates. We let people build on site an individual plate, and like you get a plate that's tan, right? Because it's deserty scrub stuff. You get and there's parts where you can build a plant, and there's some parts where maybe, you know, you could make an animal. Like if you wanted to make a little animal, and then we just lay the parts, we just lay the plates in front of the big trees, and then you end up building a savanna, like a big thing. We could even have we could have little cars driving through it, like a safari kind of thing, so everybody can look at all the animals. So it was an idea that I had, and I think this is kind of where we might have been going already with it. So I'm gonna have to talk to our group, because it's hard coming up with an idea that a lot of people will want to do, but also is feasible and also meets all the standards that the fan collab, the LAN, will agree to, especially if you're a group that has done it before and they want you to do something new and special. But our fellow Texas lug up in Dallas, they just got approved for their, and this is what I can't really talk about, so I'm not going to say what it is, but the idea that they had for making it interactive was really great, and I was a little jealous. I was like, oh man, that's really great. So hopefully we can come up with something by next year for next year's Brick Rodeo, and see how it goes. Thanks. Yeah, come up, you know, you can build an ibex or a zebra or a cheetah or a giraffe. There's a whole host of like African animals that you can build. Just make it all look like the Lion King. Nobody really cares. There's specific ones, like Kalahari is a specific area, and there are specific animals in that. They don't all live up in around the Sahara. They don't all live in the Congo. They don't all live in the eastern side in Ethiopia and stuff. Kalahari is kind of a centralized area, and there's specific animals to that. So if we wanted to, we could narrow it down to that. But as always, something to put to a vote. So does everybody have plans for the weekend? Going anywhere to watch fireworks? Or go to barbecues, or go see family or anything? Oh, these are nice. I think these already exist, but I like seeing the parts in those colors. We are going to a yearly party, the yearly pilgrimage. Staying home now plans, got it? Every year a friend of ours puts on what's called Power Hour, and I wish I had some of the old videos to show. But Power Hour is basically it used to be mostly a drinking game. But we've all gotten older, so now it's mostly hang out with your friends and watch a funny video. It's very rare that we still do the get through the amount of beer that you get through. But the original intent was we have an hour long video that's broken up into minute-long chunks. And each minute is a funny video. Funny video, drink a shot of beer, right? By the end of the hour, you've drinking 60 shots of beer, which equates to about 7 3/4 of beers. So if you get through a 6-pack, that's good. 7-pack, that's better. And the idea is you do this all in an hour, and then you spend the rest of the night hanging out with your people, because it starts at 7, it waits till the sun goes down, which is about 9 when the movie starts, and then everybody just hangs out, and then you don't have to drink the rest of the night. You just kind of hang out and eat food, and you watch old versions of the videos, and it's a lot of fun. He's been doing it for a long time, and it's gone through many iterations at many people's houses, and there's been drama, and there's blood, sweat, and tears all around, and lots of stories. It gets bigger and bigger every year. But I think people have started kind of falling away. Like, I'm 53 now, so at some point we're like, we'll go, but we're just going to hang out for a little bit and we'll bounce at the end or whatever. So as we get older, it's kind of less and less about the let's get hammered and do some fun stuff. It's just hanging out with your people, looking forward to it. So that's what we're doing Saturday night. Tomorrow Beth works, so she can dark blue 4x4 tile. That's pretty rad. This isn't super new either, but that dark red tile, there's been a lot of those in like the Clone Wars, Star Wars sets. So that's not super new, but this is just rife with cool colors. This would be a great set to draft, because look at all those cool colors. So if this ever goes on sale, which it probably will next year, nobody's going to want this next year. This would be great. So everybody keep an eye on this, especially us Austin people. I wouldn't even mind getting like some of these 2x8s in here, or 2x10s in these colors. Those would be great. And it's 200 some pieces, so it's probably only about $30. So you wait for it to go on sale for 20. It's a great set for $20. I'm gonna keep this in mind for next time. Okay, so that's done. Now I get the rest of this. And we've got at least 3 different blues in here. So we've got powder blue, right? I call this powder blue. I don't know what actual color is. We've got like what I call, this isn't the official Maersk blue, but it's like the medium azure. There's a Maersk blue that was only made for the one set, I think. But then for the newer Maersk stuff, I think it's just medium azure. I may be wrong on that. Then we've got regular blue, and we've got turquoise, and there's still more blues to be had. There's a dark blue. There we got a dark blue. I'm trying to think what other blues there are. Sand blue. We don't have a sand blue in here, but there's a sand blue. So yeah, lots of great colors in here. I'm very much enjoying it. It's got the reddish orange tiles, 2x4 reddish orange. So that's cool. I'm trying not to get my mitts all over this. I know Brick World Chicago is come and gone. Did anybody see any really good mocks come out of that? The guy I follow on TikTok, it just goes by Mo. I forget what his name is though. He does really good work following everybody around and going to conventions and stuff. So that's your 26. There was a Firefly ship that was incredible. Very well built. The very first thing I thought of when I saw it was, why is it brown and not like gunmetal gray like in the show? Or at least dark tan. Like it was like just kind of, or it was dark tan, but it wasn't grayish. I'm like, why? But everybody in the comments is like, because then what it's sitting on is just like, you don't have to put that on anything. It can just sit there by itself. But then they made it at least an effort to make like a desert landscape that it sits on, kind of like they've landed on a planet. And they're like, I guess that, you know, all that technical ability to make the ship doesn't translate into being able to do good landscape. And I'm like, I see these comments, I'm like, are you kidding me? That's your takeaway? Is they can't do good landscape? Go kick rocks. It's my new favorite phrase. Go kick rocks. Go suck an egg. I'll teach you grandma to suck eggs. And this is Lego saying that we want you to hang this. That piece is always, go hang this somewhere. All right. So I'm going to make one last order from Bricklink for all my microfighter parts. And that'll be it. That's all I'm going to build. Because if it isn't done in about 2 weeks, I'm not going to stress it. I've got 3 mocks registered, 2 of which shouldn't take too long to set up. The stadium takes about 5 minutes. The small stadium. The big stadium will probably take a good half hour to set up. The microfighters are going to take 3 hours. There's so many of them. And then got to get ready for all the events after that. So it's going to be exciting. Can't wait. I'm also excited that I am 11 minutes away from the convention center, or the Kalahari. It's going to be so great. I'm not going to have to drive for a half hour down the tollway. I can just take the one road home. It'll be a blessing. Got that. So I think at this point we're making the stand. If you want to make a stand, take a stand. So I don't think I'll be hanging this up. I don't know, like after this year, this set may get taken apart. I'm not gonna lie. There's some good pieces in here. I don't think I'm gonna keep it up all the time. but I would really like to use some of the pieces for stuff. Extra piece there. I had to rework the Eagle 5 from Spaceballs because I was ordering the parts and I went and found one of the parts was, I was like, why do I actually need, like, it was 2 left-sided wedge plates, and I'm like, that's not right. Like, I was all excited that it was all finished. So I went and looked at the model in studio and I was like, oh, I only finished that one side. I'm like, and why did I only do, so I had to like go back through and kind of redo a bunch of it. Made the wheels a little bigger. I don't know why I was using those little skateboard wheels. I think initially I wanted it to be like an actual Winnebago looking thing, which is like tall and skinny with like little wheels. But then I widened it so I could make the stripe look right. And so the wheels looked dumb after that. They looked out of place. So I was like, well, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm just going to use wheels that I have. So no reason for that. All right. So this is actually being pinned in place. Got our clips. Got our bars for the clips. And it's going to tell us where that nestles into. Oh, it doesn't. Just goes like that. This attaches right there. Bob's your uncle. I feel like this camera is a little, there we go. That's better. It did feel a little off, didn't it? I like that better. Okay, good. All right. Last bag. Not even 9 o'clock yet. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I think we'll look at studio a little bit after this. Ooh, printed pieces. That is one thing I like about this. No stickers. So it is a, it says it's a, it's not premium, but it's a editions. I don't know what editions means. Like, are there other editions sets? Are those like Messi and Ronaldo sets? Are those edition sets? Those sets bother me. I don't know what it is, but they bother me. Mostly because I can't stand those 2 players, so. All right. So this is now the trophy, and we do have some printed parts here. We got a big FIFA tile. Boo! Corrupt organization. And we've got these are nice. These like half, these quarter in pearl gold. Those are nice. Some of these new kind of swoopy slopes in pearl gold as well. They're also in the editions line. I wonder why. I wonder what that means. Lots of pearl gold here. These tiles specifically are pearl gold in those tiles, as well as these. I think this is less uncommon, but it's still good. I mean, wedge plates in pearl gold. It's pretty good. Oh, and these new non-cheese grater 12-degree slopes in pearl gold. So that's pretty hip. I like it. Yeah, then we've got this will go together eventually, but they printed the 2 halves of the printed slopes. So these pieces are not to be used after this, obviously, but I mean, that's a cool part. These curved wedges, right and left curved wedges, in that color, but it's also got printing on it. So yeah, I guess limited edition, but I mean, I don't know what that means in terms of Lego. They only manufacture 1 million of them. Like, I don't know what limited edition for Lego means, so I don't know. Somebody look that up. For this, it would make sense. This is a 1-year thing. After the World Cup, this is really only popular for a few months. If you want to get saucy from the time the qualifiers start. But after the end of July, it's not going to matter. People are going to want the 2030 cup. We've got a nougat bracket, 1x4 bracket in nougat. And if Rodrigo's sets are also limited edition, that seems like, it feels like Lego saying we don't trust this enough to be on the shelf for 3 years, so we're only going to produce a certain amount. It'd be... No, I don't want to encourage exclusivity. But, so we'll have to see. Because, you know, if Lego is one of those where if they run out, they'll make more. But to say something is a limited edition encourages exclusivity. Saying, like, you can only get this at a Target for 1 month, or you can only get this from Barnes & Noble for 1 month or something. That seems kind of... I don't like that. But I'm also, I know myself as a human being, and if I ever got a thing that was really rare, I would absolutely be going around telling people, you can't get this anywhere else, you know. My brother's birthday was the 29th. He is 3 years younger than me, but his birthday is the day before mine, which means my parents were doing something in October, and I looked it up, and that's my mom and dad divorced. That's their anniversary, so way to celebrate, Mom and Dad. So for his birthday, I got him the Snoopy set, the Snoopy Doghouse set, because he's a big Peanuts fan. And he got me a handful of... I ordered a bunch of comics from him on his Whatnot site while he and his wife were doing their auctions. And he sent me a bunch of extras for it, including like some #1 Silver Surfers and stuff. Silver Surfer is my most favorite, if not among my most favorite comic book characters. So some dark green snot bricks there, the kind of the adjacent look there. So he sent me a couple Silver Surfer books, which were very cool. I also got, I forget what it was called, Tooth and Claw or something. It looked really cool. I'm gonna see if Beth wants to read it, but it looked like it's like fantasy comic, and the art looks kind of amazing. So I'm gonna check that out. Also got something for Greg, which I'm not gonna say what I got him because just in case he's watching. Greg is in the Netherlands right now, and he's probably asleep. I would guess that he's probably not going to be up for another 3 hours. We keep giving him crap that he's not watching the World Cup games, and he's like, I'm in bed. Like, when they play, it's like 3 in the morning. So... what does that even mean? Closer than ever to their cultural passions? My cultural passion is Lego. Well, soccer culture, I guess. Pop music culture, I guess. But that makes it feel like, wouldn't all of the Chinese New Year sets be editions sets? Isn't that a cultural passion? Hey, what's up? Everybody say hi to Chris. Oh, Chris, I should show you what... I'll be right back. So for those that don't know, Chris is an old comic book friend when I used to draw comic books. He still does comics, and he does an amazing YouTube channel where he interviews people, goes deep dives into artists and writers, the history of books, does his own art. It's really great. So I don't collect comics anymore, but my brother is selling off his collection to pay for some medical bills. And so I am trying to help him out as much as I can. So I'm buying some stuff from him. I don't actually read anymore. Don't have a hold slot anywhere at a store. But this is what I got. It is called Tooth and Claw. Cool. So I was going to show this to Chris because I thought he'd appreciate this. So this is a full run of Tooth and Claw. This is the first one. I don't think they're like... They don't have like... None of them are signed or anything, but we got a little... where he got them and everything. So it's the full run of Tooth and Claw. They said the art was really great inside and it was a good story, so I'm going to give it a shot. So one thing I might actually read. So this is a piece that he drew for... he's super big into Peanuts, so he drew that. He also drew this. This was another thing he gave me. GI Robot. Fighting Nazis. Can I kill a Nazi now? This is just the recent one. I've got like 3 or 4 shipments from him. Oh, I didn't see all this stuff on the back. Neat. Thundercats number 2. The glare on the bag. So that's really rad. And then some stuff. I like these bird postcards. And there's a poster and some trading cards and stuff he threw in there too. But these are the 2 Silver Surfers. So Silver Surfer number 1, that's very shiny. I'm not going to be able to see that at all. Silver Surfer number 1. It's chrome, that's why. Yeah. So I'm sure it's not like an original number 1. I'm sure it's a reprint or something, but it's still pretty cool. And then Silver Surfer Black. So I've got a bunch of different Silver Surfer iterations, even the weird ones. So anytime he's got a Silver Surfer one, he's like, hey man, I'll send you these too. I'm like, sweet. So yeah, I always get stuff from him. If you're into trying to get some good comic books, check out his Whatnot stream. He's probably doing it right now. It's called Joe the Mad Titan. He also does a lot of his own artwork and stuff, so it's pretty cool. So how you been, Chris? You got any 4th of July plans coming up? We were just talking about that earlier. Are you a soccer fan? Have you been watching any soccer? Any World Cup action? There's been so much, because they have like in the group stage there was at least 2 games there was also like 2 games a day for like a long time, and then toward the end of the group stage they had 6 games a day, 2 simultaneous games every 3 hours or 4 hours, and then they had one day that was the beginning of the last day of group stage or the first day of round of 32. There was 1 game, and all my soccer friends are like, what are we going to do with the rest of the day? Like there was 1 game. I don't even know what to do with myself. It's pretty funny. Been working a lot. Okay, cool. Nice. Well, for those who are interested, but haven't had the time to pay attention to it too much, next year will be the Women's World Cup and will be equally as exciting, if not more exciting. But they're playing in Brazil, but it's like a few South American countries, and I think 1 or 2 countries in Europe. I know 2030 for the men's is going to be like Morocco, like North Africa, Europe, and South America. So it's going to be all over the place. But I think next year the women's is going to be mostly in Brazil. So it'll be a little bit of a time difference. The games will start later for us. So if you want to stay up till 3 in the morning watching soccer, you can. But I think that's what it's going to be next year. And I'm excited. Been following a lot more women's soccer this year. I miss sports comics. Do you guys remember sports comics where it's like the Denver Nuggets take on Apocalypse and you're like, what? And it was some goofy thing. There was always one with the Globetrotters in it. I used to love those. The Denver Broncos and Spider-Man, you know. Those were a treat. Goofy as hell. As a kid, hated them. Like, I remember the vile feeling I had for them as a child. I was like, this is the dumbest thing. And now I look back on it, I'm like, man, I wish they would do more of that kind of stuff. There was always at your local your local grocery store on the rack, there were like 35 cents for the Spider-Man at whatever big store in the downtown area of the city you live in or something. You're like, what? Spider-Man and his amazing friends at Westminster Mall. That was another weird one. Where it was like hyper specific location books. So I was getting these books from my brother, and I was talking to Beth about it, and she's like, she's asking if I was going to get back into comics at all ever, and I was like, unless like I decide at some point that Lego holds no appeal for me anymore. I really like comics. I loved collecting and buying and going to my local shop and asking for my hold slot and just sifting through, and do I want to get this now? Do I want them to hold on to it for me later? Browsing through the new titles. Hey, what's new? You know. But I know from experience that my Lego habit would pale in comparison to how much I would spend on comic books. So, because I want every artist, I want every storyline, I want every variant. I don't want to miss anything. So I know better than to do that again to myself. Lego is bad enough. Like, I've probably saved so much money not buying anything in 2026. It's crazy. It just means next year I'm going to be broke. But we'll have gone on our trip, and that's fine. I'm trying to think of other Lego news. I know the Bricks and Minifigs case is kind of going apace. There's, you know, the legal case for the kid who did all the videos and stuff is still going on. People are pretty polarized about how they feel about the local shops, and I do my best to kind of weigh in and say, look, we know that it's bad, but you wishing for this kind of thing is basically harming small businesses as well. Can't really do anything about that. So yeah, it got real quiet. All right, there's the statue, there's the tile, and Bob's your uncle. We got an hour left to work on some stuff, so this is it's nothing special, although the instructions think it is. Look at that, like, shininess back there. It's just an art piece like any other Lego art piece. I do appreciate the slopes making the 2020 shape. If you're not aware of the FIFA logo, this is actually what it looks like. So, I mean, they did a pretty good job of that. That looks quite good. I am not a fan of the chicken leg FIFA trophy. I've never been a fan of it. I don't like, I know it's supposed to be like people holding up the world and the world is football and football is life and all that goodness, but I've never liked this trophy. I think it looks rough. But yeah, good colors. Like we've already talked about the colors. Good amount of colors on here. Really good set if you're going to get this to draft. Because I feel like there's something for everybody on this. There's some good white pieces for slopes you could use for spaceships. Good colors for gardens and houses and modular buildings. Got some gold in here again for modulars and maybe some steampunky machinery and stuff. Yeah, it's got some regular old plates. Yeah, not bad. I enjoyed it. If you can get it for about 30 bucks, 25, 30 bucks, probably totally worth it. If you get it for 20 bucks for a draft, you're doing great. Ben and Brian, but also Crystal is under increased scrutiny because records showed a lot more sold than. Yeah, and Crystal was the lady who ran it before this all went down. She's the one who did the original consignment deal, right? Is that correct? And Brian is the son of the guy. And that's kind of, when you're running a small business, sometimes you do have to juggle a few things. And I'm wondering if that was one of those where it was like, we've sold a few of these, we'll make it up in later sales, we owe him this much, and then suddenly they weren't running the company anymore and they couldn't rectify all that. So it's on them for making poor decisions and running their business poorly. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm sure there was a reason. It's just, it's a bad look for everybody around. I'm tired of the narrative that don't ever shop here again. Every dollar gets spent goes towards bricks and minifigs. It's like, I think they already got their money. Like, you spending more money doesn't help or hurt them. All it does, if you spend less money, then they won't open new locations. That's probably something. But like, the thought of, especially two of them in our area, they've been so good to our group. They've been so good for the community, the Lego building community, that it makes me sick just thinking about not supporting them, you know? So anyway, so this is done. We got about 50 minutes left and I don't really have a lot to build. So, and I know this isn't glamorous or anything, but I think I'm going to source microfighter parts. I'll keep this up on the screen just in case, but we'll switch this over. I'm going to close this and we'll do... Oh, I should have kept that open because I'm going to need it for... So we'll source the A-Team van. Where to go? A-dash. Okay. Where is it? That's old. There's kit. A-Team van. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So we'll redo this. So we'll have studio up here. So you can see that. And then don't know if this will be good or not. Try to get another page up here. And we'll do, nope. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I thought of having doing this. Is there not a different? Okay. That's why I liked this one. Nope. They changed the fave icon in the browser. Now I can't find it when I go looking for it. So as you can see, everything in here that says need, I did all this last couple days. So now we're down to, I did the NSCA protector, next one is the A-Team van, and then I've got the Jedi Eta class interceptors, and then I'm done. So let's do the A-Team van, since I've got BA Baracus right here. Can I do... So yeah, I got BA Baracus. Got him from a Bricks and Minifigs. Instead of having to get the full dimension set, I just was able, like, I went getting some axles for the flower stems, since we're doing like a flower wall project, and the guy who works there is also in our lug, so he was like, I have a bag full of these, I've been setting them aside for this. So I was like, I'm running errands, I'll stop by and get them. And while he was out to lunch and I was waiting for him to come back, I was looking around and they just had one of these, and I was like, oh, fortuitous. So this is the process I'll usually go through. This is all of the parts, right? So when you do this, you got to make sure you can see all of them, because it will sort them differently. If you have them listed like this, default is 25, it changes how you look at them. Let's see if I can just do this. So if I go into it initially, you can see what parts are there. It usually goes by all black, but as soon as I change the piece count, it like adds all kinds of other stuff in there. So this is also a chance to go through and say, okay, what I usually do is select the parts that I know I don't have, or I go check and I don't have them, and then create a new list. And that's if I ever send this list to somebody, this is the full list, right? I also create one just for myself to buy the parts. And once I have the parts, I get rid of that to buy list, so I don't need it anymore. So the first thing I'll do is I usually go through and say, I'm pretty sure I don't have this part, so I don't even have to go look. Like these guys, I know I don't have these guys, these wedge fender pieces. I know I don't have these because they're new and I don't even have a place to store them. These are the new angled 1x2 tiles. This is a newish, well, not newish. I might have that somewhere, but I'm gonna order it just in case. This is kind of a newer piece. I don't have that. I already ordered a few pieces of other sets. I know I don't have that part. I think I might be out of these in black. I'm gonna go ahead and order that. Dark purple. I don't know if I have one that's dark purple, and I don't think it matters. I think this is one of those pieces that's like, it's in the middle of it, just grab a brick, right? This is broken somehow. This is meant to be just regular. Let's pull it up, shall we? There's gonna be a brick in here that's a 1x2, and for this, getting the keyboard back. So there's gonna be tube. I'm just gonna type tube because it'll say without a bottom tube. for whatever reason, I've picked these. This one is without a bottom tube because it's a trans clear. That's the only one it comes in. But these two black ones are not that. So we're going to get rid of these and replace them with actual 1x2 bricks. And then I'll rectify that in the list as well. So when I later do instructions for this, I know it's the right piece. So I only want one without this bottom tube. And I don't have actual bricks in here, so I'm going to have to add it. So I'm going to get rid of these. And I will say 1x2 brick. So outside of July 4th weekend, what does everybody have? Does anybody have anything else interesting coming up? I know our local lug people have Brick Rodeo is coming up, and that's kind of going to be our focus for a little bit. But does anybody else have any big things coming up? Any cool job stuff? Any family stuff they want to chat about? I'm sad that Croatia didn't beat Portugal. But there's another game tonight at 10, Switzerland and Algeria. Honestly, I'm holding out hope for Algeria, although I think the Swiss are going to beat them. I feel like all the African countries are out. Let's see who plays next. Oh no, Ghana is playing tomorrow. Come on, Ghana. And then Morocco. Then it's Paraguay, France, Brazil, Norway, Mexico, England, Portugal, Spain, US, Belgium. And then it's like perennials after that. It's like Germany, Spain, Portugal. The Cape Verdes and the Senegals are all out. So that's kind of sad. So back to wanted lists. We're going to go through the A-Team van and make sure that those parts are right. So yeah, 1x2 brick, 1x2 brick. Okay, cool. So, and I didn't copy any of these. These red tires, I'm pretty sure I don't have. I might. Editing your 10-year anniversary YouTube episode. Man, that's amazing. 10 years. Wow. Yeah, I guess so. Like, I don't think about it like that sometimes, but yeah, we were doing stuff like 20 years ago. Or more. 25? Yeah, 25 years ago, man. Wow. All right, so I'll look for these wheels, but yeah, congratulations. That's really great. Nothing for July, rodeo, that's kind of it, yeah. Yeah, Johnny and I we'll get there. I'm on 6 years. But it's all live streams, no videos. I may not have a 2x3 tile. Got that, probably have that. Got that, got all this. This is a maybe. Got that. Got all this. Got all that. Yeah, I might have most of this. The only thing I don't think I have, and I might actually have this, is this bumper. You're going to start doing quick reviews? No, never give in. Don't give in to the pressure. Yeah, I don't care. I like your Saturday morning cartoon thing. I think that's going to go well. I'm going to try to catch that this weekend. I was going to suggest to Beth that we go see a movie on Saturday, but she's going to want to rest. So we'll see. So yeah, let me start. I mean, this is going to be a lot of back and forth, but I'm going to assemble some parts. I'm going to go back to this because I think it's slightly more interesting than just looking at a web page. So we get a little baggie here and we write A-Team van. I'm pretty excited about this. I will show you guys a sneak peek of something. So I have my trivia finished. So I've got Brick Rodeo trivia is all done. And I'm really liking this slideshow for it. I can animate everything. I need to look at some times and stuff for the other ones, but first round, general Lego. Audio round, it's gonna be songs played backwards, and you got to figure out which one it is. This or that, the this or that this time around is this a early 2000s cartoon or a PlayStation 1 video game? Because I feel like those sound all exactly the same. Just desserts, or I'm sorry, it's just deserts. And there's a reason it's spelled like that. There's going to be a visual round. Stuff that happened 250 years ago, and then general knowledge. So I'm very proud of this one. As always, it takes a lot to write all, like, it's a ton of slides for the trivia. The visual round's all going to be animals. It's a lot of fun. But then there's also like there's a daytime trivia that's just this one's more like a brick rodeo. This one's more like Geeks Who Drink. So it's 7 rounds, 8 questions each, a visual round, an audio round, a this or that, or like a true or false. Sometimes they'll do that. But then I've also got like a daytime trivia for kids, which is all Lego questions, and it's just 25 questions. That's it. And then the scoring is like, I'll just get everybody's sheet. Actually, I think for the 25 one, I say the answers in its honor system. You score your own thing. And then the prize is like a printed brick that says like Brick Rodeo winner or something like that. So nothing really major. But I do like the nighttime one because it's at 9 o'clock at night and it just goes to wherever we're done. And I encourage people to bring in beverages. So very excited that this is done. I also have to do a microfighter talk, and I have to do a studio talk, and I have to do a workshop about the mock build. I'm so tempted to like reach over. I have the mock right here. I have it right here. I can't tell you what it is, but it's right here. I'm so excited for it. So anyway, yeah. So A-Team van, we'll put this guy over here since we're already done building it. All right, so back to, all right, I'm gonna go look for this bumper first, and maybe I'll bring over the boxes of parts. So these are the two things of parts I thought it might be in, but it turns out I don't think so. So I used to do this thing. I was trying to be creative. I have these little drawers for the Sterilite things, and I had like Dewey Decimal card stock, and so I'd make little subsections. These are so old. I think I do need a wheel well. Yes. Black wheel wells. Do I have just black wheel wells? I've got these. I don't think they're the same. I'm going to set these aside, but I think the ones I need are different. You can take a look at the... Yeah, I don't think I have... Oh, that's because they're plates. That's why. These are big bricks. on the sides, so I don't think I have the ones that are just plates. So I will have to order those. After digging through all your parts all the time, you get really comfortable knowing, nope, I don't have that part at all. And I'm pretty sure I don't have that grate either, that grill. Yeah, it's pretty rad, isn't it? So it came in a dimension set when dimensions was still a thing. And you know, he's got the chains and stuff on him, so I had to do my best with the studio version. You know, kind of looks like him. I think I got the face right. I think I got the face right because there's actually a dimensions head in here, but they didn't put the body in there, so I don't know why they don't have that, but I did my best with it. Yeah. Well, if you still have a Michael Knight, I will give you my mailing address. All right, so I need that. Pretty sure I need that wheel. I thought I had the grill in here. You know what? It's not in these. It's in that little fishing tackle box. This is the fun fishing tackle box because sometimes you get just a few pieces that don't get sorted into everything else. So like bicycles, banana peels. I've got little ducks. These weird things, these weird crab pincer things. What else is in here? This is obviously from this is from like the Disney movie reel set, and I think I got it as a draft. Dog bones. These are all very cool. I got a bunch of these beer in different colors. So I got an ale, a lager, and a stout. So I got all these guys. Ales, lagers, and stouts. Pretty cool. Forget where I got them, and these pieces are pretty rad. These I still want to use these more, but I just don't know what. They're just little shock absorbers. You know, you get 4 of these, you can put the wheels in them, and the wheels are all bouncy, so that's pretty cool. I thought the piece I needed might be in here. I guess not. So, we're going to go ahead and go back to the top and order that. Alright, next thing is going to be brackets and 1x1 bricks. I don't know that I have that trans brown one, so let's see what we can find. So we've got a black up and 2 black 1x1s. I think I'm gonna have to order these. So I've got those. Oh, one of those is dark blue. I'm gonna change that out. I needed one of these, but I don't think I have a 1x1. 1x1 in blue. 1x1 in sassy purple with sparkles. I have a bunch of these. These are like these weird satin blue colors. I have a ton of these for some reason. Yeah, no 1x1, so I'm gonna have to order that. All right, 1x2 and 1x2. Already got that. Gelatinous cube color, is that what you're building them out of? Or is that what it comes in? That weird satin blue? It's a cool color. I just wish I had more use for it. Sometimes I just like hanging on to bricks because they're unique, and then I find out they're not terribly unique at all. Like that purple one. That's like in a ton of sets. Yes, it is. It is still on display. And I used to get every year or every 2 years, I would get a reminder from them that like the artist lease or whatever is coming up, and would I like to renew it? Is it okay if they keep it there? And I'm like, you guys can keep it there. Like, you don't have to keep asking me. Can I sign something that just says it's yours until you want the space back? So, and I haven't heard from them in a couple years, so I think they may have taken that hint. So, I think there will be a Lego Starscream, but here's what's going to happen first. They've had a Brickhead's Megatron, which means there's going to be a real Megatron coming out. And he's going to be a tank. He's not going to be the Walther P-38. He's going to be a tank, and everybody's just going to have to get over it. I understand, but Lego's not going to make a gun. So he's going to be a tank. So now they have three and... yes, they have 2 and 2. They will have 3 and 3, though. No. They'll have 2 and 2. It'll be Megatron and Soundwave, Optimus Prime, and Bumblebee. If they never do another Transformer, at least it'll be balanced, and they'll have the leaders. They'll have Megatron and Optimus, right? And their first lieutenants, like Bumblebee's kind of his first lieutenant. Soundwave was always his kind of lieutenant, even though Starscream was always trying to be his, right-hand man and take over everything. I'm pretty sure it was always Soundwave. If they do Starscream, they're going to have to do another one for the Autobots. And who do you pick for that? Do you pick Ironhide? Ironhide was always his, go-to dude, but he's not a very exciting character. He's a van, So it's like... I mean, they have a lot to choose from, so I don't know. They could do Jetfire. I would be happy with a Jetfire. But again, Jetfire turning into a couple robots and looking the way he does is still a Robotech or still a Macross ripoff. So I don't know if they can do that. If they make it look like Jetfire from Gen 1 with the robot, they'd have to do a different jet. The toy itself was just a Valkyrie. It was just an F-14. So, but yeah, I mean, I almost feel like Prowl would probably be it. I mean, there's cases for Hound, probably not because it's a military Jeep, but Prowl is a police car. I could see them doing that. Denmark doesn't have a all cops are bad thing like we do. So Prowl would be good. Jetfire would be okay. Ratchet might be alright. I'm thinking Ironhide's probably the way to go, though. Yeah, Jazz is okay, too. I always feel like... You know who they're going to do? They're going to do Grimlock. It's going to be Grimlock. I mic dropped and walked away, and I didn't even realize what piece I was going for. I need a 2x2 black and 2x4 or 1x4, 1x2, 1x4. I've had to start the music again twice. See, I think Perceptor, Blaster, Blur, those guys are all like Gen 2. They're later. I don't see them doing, Ultra Magnus is not going to be one of them. All right, so one black and one purple. I have purple in here, but I think it's just like a placeholder brick that's not seen anywhere. I think it's going to be Grimlock. First of all, they've got a history of doing dinosaurs. They've got a history of doing mechs. A mech dinosaur kind of gives it almost an Ninjago feel, like with dragons and stuff. We'll have to see. The big thing is they're doing Dragon Ball Z. They're going to be doing Dragon Ball Z. I think that's widely known. I hope I didn't like ruin a leak or something. I'd like to see them go through that. I know a lot of people who are Ninjago fans, or actually more like Monkey Kid fans, are not happy about having Dragon Ball as an IP. They really liked Monkey Kid, and they think that this is just going to this was just a step towards that. So, 2 black washing machines, 2 gray snot bricks. These are technically, I think, called headlight bricks, but I heard somebody call them a washing machine brick, and I can't not call it that now. They're also just like recessed snot bricks, so. All right, 1 grill, 1 square snot brick, 2 red plates. I have a color grill. Black grill. This song came on and I just realized that I haven't seen the new season of Vox Machina yet. I'm gonna have to do that this weekend. Yeah, I get the difference in like the licensing part of it, but I don't think they're doing Monkey Kid anymore. And I think they stopped because they were probably working on Dragon Ball licenses for a while. Like, I can't imagine the license for Dragon Ball took 3 months. I bet they've been working on that for years. All right, 2 gray plates, 1 light gray plate, 4 dark gray, 2, 1, 4. It is a headlight. Fine. I think it's more fun to call it a washing machine. I can usually only remember like 3 parts at a time. The list up here is like, it's all plates, so it's like I can remember all these plates. I can never remember all these plates. Let's see. 1 gray, 4 black. Dark gray. So it's everybody's next Lego project. What are you working on? Anybody got any new builds? They're working on a new mock. 1 square, 1 gray, 2x4, black 4x6. That. All right, 1 clip, 4 jumpers in black. I don't know about that. Working on this lot I got. Some of it will be built Saturday. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, good luck with getting the attic. I don't know that you can still get that from Lego, but somebody might have it bundled with their Mercari or Facebook Marketplace or whatever sale. So good luck with that. That's one that I still kind of want to get, mostly for the figures and the nostalgia. But yeah, I might get that. All right, clip and 4 jumpers. This is a part I didn't think I had. 4 of those 1x3 jumpers. 2 and 2. Oh wait, what is that? Dark bluish gray. 3. I use these as the windows for all the microfighters. All microfighters have that as a little like windshield. And I don't know how I still have as many of these as I do, considering I have almost 100 microfighters and I put one of those on every one of them. And I keep thinking I'm gonna have to order more. And every time I go check, I'm like, I still have some. So yeah, that's good. I mean, the gift with purchase is usually like you get it for free, but it should only be worth 20, 30 bucks, right? Which is kind of dumb. But then you find it after the fact that it's like, well, you can't get it unless you order the set. So now we're going to charge 80 bucks. It's like, dude, it's a $200 or it's a $200 piece model. Give it up. All right, 2 black slopes, 1 gray wide slope. This may be one I use a lot and might just have to order a bunch more. Got a bag of, these are called bows on Lego site, but curved slope on Bricklink. But I think I'm out. Oh, there's 2 right there. In the light of the corner of the room, it's hard to see if that's a black or a dark brown. So usually in the bright lights of Studio BEN, it's easier to see those parts. Dark blue, dark green, dark brown. What's it gonna be? I wish you luck finding your gift with purchase. All right, 2 red tiles. 1 gray, 6 red. 2, 1, 6. This is most of the body, but I know I'm going to get down here and not have these wheels, so that's going to be sad, but we'll figure it out. All right, 2 1x3s, 1 1x4. Two by 2, 2 by 3 seats. Black, gray, one more and then I'm done with this. 2 clears. I could almost start building this if it weren't for the okay, I know for a fact I'm missing why didn't I put this in here? Why did that not show up? This is that piece, and I know I don't have it. Why didn't it show up in here? Did it get deleted? See, now I have to remember which ones I checked. That's so weird that it didn't get added. Makes me think, like, what else didn't get added? like I deleted or something. All right, well, we're gonna do this. So these are the pieces I need. Gonna say Micro Fighter, A team fan need. Copy. So how many of these do I need here? Do I need 4? I do. This is 21145. 21445. Add to my wanted list. A team. Can I do both? It needed to be in both because I don't know why it didn't get added to the other one. So here's what happens next. And we're right at the end of the hour, at the end of the show, at the end of the stream. So the last one I need to do, we're going to pack all this up. The one thing that I don't like that Bricklink does or doesn't do is allow you to merge wanted lists. There's no way to really do that. And I mean, there are ways to do it. You can export them as an XML file and then combine all your XML files. But what happens is if I've got a model that's got one part and I need 5 of them, and another model has the same part but I only need 3 of them, the new XML file doesn't know to append one or the other listing as 8. So you got to go through and manually do that. So there's just no way to do it, and it's frustrating because what I'll end up doing is wanting to buy all these. I want to create one big wish list that says, and I've done this already before, and it's a pain in the butt, but it like you open up one, and then you can say this, and you say copy, and you copy to a new wish list. And you can just say, like, you give it today's date, right? So, you know, today's date is the day I'm going to order all these parts. And then they go to the next one. Copy these to this today's date. Copy this to today's date. But what happens is if you run into that same part, it throws an error and says, this part already exists in this color, in this quantity, or in this color. And it won't do it. So you got to go through and say, okay, you have to make note of each one, and then go through it and say, okay, well, I needed 3, so then I'll go back to this big list and just increase this one by 3. It's a nightmare. I'm gonna have 12 of these. This is gonna take me all day. So first world Lego problem. I have such a rough life. But yeah, there's no good way to say, you know, merge these two, share it, merge it with somebody else, you know. So there's not even like a way to like select each one, right? So like you can't say click, 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 buy all these, right? If anybody knows of a good way to do that, let me know. I'd love to be able to easily do this, but so yeah, the next, I'm not going to save that. Oh wait, I am going to save it because I made a change. The next one to part out is going to be this. And I'm going to get both of these at once. I foresee having to order... I've got both figures, that's not the problem. I think I have both of these dishes, but I'm going to be okay if I have to order more. I I probably have an R2 head. I don't know if I have an R5 head or an R4, whatever it is. I think I'm gonna have to order more of these because I'm running out. I know I'm gonna have to order more of these. I have to order more of those. I know I have to order these because they're not in that color. I have like black and gray and white, and that's it. Other than that, maybe the hinges. I don't know if I have those hinges right. The clips and bars, I think I'm okay with. These big wedge pieces, I think I'm okay with. Honestly, these wedge pieces, I think I'm okay with. Not these two. So just based off this, I think about half of these. I'll probably need half the parts, but I'll do that tomorrow. We're not going to do that now. So, all right. Your homework. I still need help figuring out what to do with microfighters like this. What to do about the stands under here. As we went over this last couple streams, I was building vignette stands for these microfighters, but these ships that exist primarily in space, I don't know how to make them a cool little vignette thing without just leaving it black. And maybe just leave it black. I don't know. I think they look cooler with a little something underneath it, but maybe a ship like the Rosie, a ship like Red Dwarf, something that's perpetually in space. The show is always in space. They never land on a planet. They never go to a planet. The main pilot's not from a planet. That kind of thing. Like, this thing only exists in the docks of other ships. Maybe I could make a Ceres station underneath that or something. Or Ares. I don't know. So, if you have any ideas, get in the Discord with me. Let me know what you think. I hope you guys have a good weekend if you have tomorrow off. If not, don't lose all your fingers with the fireworks. And yeah, I don't know that I'll be back on Sunday because we may be out late on Saturday night. So it's going to kind of be a play-by-ear thing. So I'm not planning on it, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, I'll check that out. That's a great call, Missy. I'll take a look in studio and see what they have to offer. So, or on Bricklink. So you guys have a good weekend, and I will talk to you soon.